been slaving away for the past couple of months on this goddamn Dodge Challenger. Man, we're building a hellcat from scratch. It's not easy. It's not cheap. But if you think that you're just gonna take your 2012 Dodge Challenger and make it into an SRT or hellcat or whatever have you, 2015 plus SXT, whatever, it don't work like that. It just doesn't. You need an entire donor car, and at that point you might as well just buy 2015 plus car. However, if you are determined enough, like I am, to get a project like this done, man, you're going to need some things. Number one, the doors. Specifically, the door panels that go on the inside of the car. They are not interchangeable between the 2012 and 2015. Aside from the electronic switches being different, meaning you'll have to rewire the door no matter what, the door mechanisms on the inside of the door are completely different as well. For the door handle to open on the 2012, you have a long rod. It's a solid rod, and it's connected to the locking mechanism in the back of the door. On the 2015 Plus, you have a cable. It's flexible, it can move wherever you want it. Could you just swap that over? Probably. Should you? Probably not. Because the door panel itself doesn't go onto the 2012 door. The provisions and all of the holes and cutouts are different. There are some of them that are the same. There are some of them that are there that don't need to be there. There are some that are not there that do need to be there in order for the 2015 panel to go on to the 2012 door. Also, if I'm not mistaken, side by side, I'm not mistaken, I know this for sure. Side by side, the 2012 door panel is longer. I don't know how. It's longer than the 2015 door panel. So you're going to need 2015 doors all together. That being said, you're going to need 2015 wiring harness, because in order for you to get the 2015 Plus interior, you need the 2015 dash. 2015 dash needs the 2015 center console. That center console has electronics in it that only can be wired with the 2015 harness. The 2015 Plus harness has a whole separate section that goes underneath the dash and connects all of that. So yeah, you need a 2015 harness, 2015 doors. You need the whole door, interior and exterior. But your best bet is to get an entire donor car and just do the whole swap from one car to the other. Maybe the donor car has a bad title. Maybe it can't be titled, whatever the case. That is your best bet. Wiring up the headlights, pretty simple, pretty easy. Changing the front bumper and rear bumper to the 2015 Plus, pretty easy. Everything bolts onto the car, but this idea that the cars are like Legos, yes and no. The really big pieces that bolt, all together, those are like Legos. But trying to integrate the older technology with the newer technology, there's nothing in the 2012 Challenger that will work in the 2015 Plus Challenger. None of those electronics talk to each other. They're on different CAN bus systems. Nothing is going to work, aside from maybe your headlights and taillights might work, and a couple of things that don't really need CAN bus communication might work. But as far as radio, controls, the center stack, the center console, all the buttons, your hazard lights, everything, SRT, all that, all your buttons, none of that's going to work with the 2012 architecture, wiring architecture, or the modules. So, modules is another thing. You're going to need all the modules. Like, you literally need a complete car. That's the simple way that's the easiest way to do it. Could you do it another way? While keeping, if you want it to be as cheap as possible and not have to buy the doors and just use your 2012 doors, it's going to look fucking ugly. Because I have that right now, and I'm working on getting the 2015 doors so that I can put my 2015 door panels in my 2015 Plus car now, if that makes sense. Still got a supercharger to buy, still got all kinds of things to do, wire up. But another thing I had to do was get the Alpha OBD software so that I can change a lot of the settings, because the car does not know what it is. Because technically, my car is an entire different situation. I had to get rid of one of my chargers. The other charger had some issues with the title when I bought it. It couldn't be retitled. So I took that drivetrain from that charger and swapped it into the Challenger. Drivetrain is a big issue too. 2012 has the NAG1 transmission. 2015 Plus has the Z8 8HP70 or 8HP90, 60, whatever it is. Those two transmissions, obviously not compatible. One has a physical shifter, one has an electronic shifter. They won't work. Their plugins are different. They look similar, same number of pins, but they will not work. They're not compatible. Different CAN bus, whole different situation. That being said, not only do you need to have your 2018 doors, your 2018 wiring harness for the full car, front to back, you're also going to need your 2018 Plus transmission, which means you then need a rear cradle because drive shafts are different. The transmission, the Z8, is longer, which is not a problem if you have intentions on already doing the 8-speed swap and you're already considering doing all of the other swaps like the wiring harness and everything of that nature. It can make sense. But if you are thinking that you're just going to take your 2012, keep the drivetrain in it, swap to the 2015 Plus interior, not going to happen. It can. I'm sure there's independent transmission controllers that will just, operate the transmission separately from the rest of the car. But why would you want to hack up your car like that? Just get an entire donor car. It's the only way to do it realistically. A potential solution to that problem would be getting a 2015 Plus Dodge Charger Pursuit wiring harness, which has the newer architecture, but also has the older transmission. So, could you do that and wire it up? Theoretically, but your center console, again, has its own little wiring harness, and so does the newer Charger, but they're different connectors. They don't plug into each other. Now, could you wire those connectors, rewire them, D-pin and re-pin? Sure. It's a lot of time, it's a lot more work, and it's no guarantee that it's going to work. I don't know anybody who's done it successfully. I'm relatively close to doing it successfully myself. I haven't gone that route of getting 2018 Plus Charger wiring harness because I already have 3 wiring harnesses that I'm just taking bits and pieces from and making one master wire harness for this car, when the easy route, as I keep saying, is just get an entire donor car. I didn't want to do that. Now I guess I could do that. I have the capacity, but I'm so far into the build already. I'm just going to make it work how it's supposed to work with all my expertise and knowledge. So, what do you really need? What route do you want to take with your swap? Are you swapping in 2015 Plus drivetrain into your 2012 Challenger and then also swapping over all of the doors? And are you going to go that route? Or are you going to go the route that I took and just kind of make shit work? That's up to you. But just wanted to talk about some of these challenges as I'm getting a lot closer to finishing this build. It's been, I can't believe it's actually been a little over a year and some change that I've had this car, and I've been working on it and converting it over. But that being said, so I just wanted to show you guys around just so you guys can visualize what I mean by these things in this video. So we have our 2015 Plus SRT seats in the Challenger. The connectors that go into the seats themselves are different. So 2018 harness was required in order for our seats to work. Now, Could you swap over all the internals from the older 2012 seats? Absolutely. In fact, all of the motors that are in this seat have the same harness and plugs and pigtails that the newer ones do. It's just the connector that goes directly from the car to the seat, to the main connector, is different. For some reason, Dodge felt the need to change the shape of the connector that goes to the seat. So 2018 harness, I think, was the easiest option because there's already so many other things that require a 2015 plus harness in this car. It made sense for me to go that route of adding the 2015 plus harness for the Challenger. So the center console itself has its own harness that, or I guess you call it a sub harness. It separates, it's a little dongle, separates off from the main harness, and it controls everything in the center console. You guys will notice everything's kind of all over the place because we're still working on getting our radio functioning, which it will be. So, and this is the NAG1 transmission, adapted because the shifter does not directly, you cannot bolt this into its original mounting location because then none of this will line up. And you need to be able to shift, and you could get away with it if you, instead of using the automatic bezel here, if you wanted to use the manual shifter bezel for the manual Challengers, you could. My issue was that I had this thing, which is, because this used to be, this drivetrain is out of a Pursuit, a 2013 Pursuit, it's one of them, but this is basically how we activate and deactivate our manual mode, shift up and down, made a little remote out of it. It sits in this here, probably going to change this. I don't like how it looks, but we're making things happen. We're making things work. Again, 2015 plus dash, in order for this to work, I mean, you could take your 2011, well, actually, no, you can't. For the Challenger specifically, none of that's going to work. No electronics, wiring, anything is going to function. However, if you have a 2011 Charger, that dash harness will work in this car, in this dashboard, because that's what I have. Only issue you're going to run into with that is your Uconnect, because the 2011 to 2014 Charger Uconnect is two separate pieces. It's the screen itself, and then it's this huge radio that goes with it. That's not going to fit anywhere in this dash. There's no space. Believe me, I've tried, because that would have been the easiest route, which is to just kind of keep the main harness, which is, I used a 2012 Charger harness for this car for the most part. It's what I had at the time. And I got everything to work. I had the Charger dash in here. Problem is, the Charger center console didn't fit with the Charger dash being in here because the body of this car is different. The dash does bolt up. It looks somewhat normal. But then when you try to fit the center console and everything else, it just doesn't work out. So, solution was, okay, I want 2018 plus interior anyway. Let me get the 2015 Challenger interior. I got the dash, and then, of course, you need the center console for the dash. So, 2018 harness was required for most of this interior regardless. Doors, we've already hit on the doors. I'm currently running the 2012 doors with the 2012 door panels, and almost nothing on the door works. And that's whether I completely tried to rewire the door to work with the Charger's harness, the 2012 Charger harness, because newer it's updated, all that. Problem is, although the CAN bus systems on the 2012 Challenger and 2012 Charger, the system is the same. How they communicate, I think, is a little different because CAN bus wires are all wired up. Everything is wired up. But I can't seem to get that functioning or anything functioning on one of the doors that I did. So Easiest solution is we already got the 2015 Plus harness in here running most of the car, or sorry, running most of the infotainment. We're running the center console, all of our outlet adapters, and our Uconnect screen is going to be running on 2015 Plus harness. The actual engine, transmission, and drivetrain, because it's NAG1, it needs to be running on the Charger dash harness, which is in here as well. There are 2 dash harnesses in here, one for the Charger, one for the 2015 Plus Challenger. So yes. And then our gauge cluster is also going to be running off of the Challenger, because that's connected to the dash, which is connected to the actual drivetrain. So we need to know what's going on with the actual drivetrain, and we need things to work and function. So aside from all that, all things considered, you would need, if you really wanted to, you would need to run one harness in this car. You would need a 2015 Plus 8-speed transmission, and then you would also need, the transmission, all of the wiring that goes with it, and then I think you would be able to run the harness, just one 2015 Plus harness you would be able to run. Me going the route that I took requires that I run at least 2 harnesses, the Charger for the drivetrain itself and the Challenger for the actual features that are in the car. And of course, for the doors, when we get the doors, that's going to run off of the 2018 harness. And both harnesses are being controlled by the same start button. However, the 2015 Plus harness doesn't know that it has a key, because if I had my key with me, what'll happen is it'll go to accessory mode and run, but then it'll flash between off and run. Not that the car itself is not going to run. It'll run. It'll turn on. The Charger harness works independently of the 2015 Challenger harness, but it'll also indicate the off, because the 2015 Plus Challenger harness is still running off of this button too. So it's saying this one's on, this one's off. Is that silly? Probably. Is it the best way to go about this? I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody actually doing a 2015 Plus interior in the 2012 Challenger without swapping the entire car. So all of this is experimental. It's all new. Did get our Uconnect screen to work and function and turn on, but it's all a work in progress. It's all still, we're still figuring most of it out. The car does run, it does drive, it's beautiful, it sounded great. We actually are doing a custom exhaust. Hopefully this sheds some light on what it takes to actually swap or do a swap in some manner on a 2015 or 2012 Challenger. What parts swap over. Your taillights completely swap over if you get the right bumper for it. Your headlights, let's get rid of that. Your headlights also swap over, assuming you have the right bumper and grille for it. Yes, everything swaps over perfectly. So in a sense, these cars are like Legos, but they're also very much not like Legos, because you can bolt all the parts on, but unless you have a full donor car, not everything's going to work, and it's going to be very tough to try and get everything to work with each other. That being said, I think we're going to end the video here. I've been talking a lot, and I think I've given you guys enough information to go do your own research and figure out what's going to work for your build. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. See you around. Thanks for watching.